Today we're going to be working on editing document tasks. One of the things we're going to do is just do a simple save as. So the first thing I need you to do is find this document. So if you go to File, Open, and then you can look for this in the M drive. So I'm going to go to Computer, find the M drive, and it's the same place that many of our files are saved: Computer Apps, Ms. Johnson, Word, and this one is called Editing a Document Video Training. When you've opened this, it now, if you just press save, would try to save it to the M drive, and you don't have that ability. It would actually come up with an error. So you need to do a file save as, and basically save as is going to give you another copy of that. So I would like you to go back to computer, find your L drive, and then go into your computer apps folder, and then Word, and save it in there as editing a document, video training, and put your initials after it. And go ahead, click save, and now you've done the save as. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a find and replace. If you go to the Home tab, you've got the option right here for find, and you also have the option for replace. I'm just going to click on that. And I actually had tried this before, so it's already typed in here, but I want to find the word errors. So I type in the word errors, and I want to replace it with the word mistake. So anytime the word errors is on the screen, it's going to replace it. So I'm going to go to Find Next, and I see here's a sentence, and I would like to replace that one, so I can click Replace. Here's another one that it would easily work as mistake, so I'm going to click Replace. If you want to do them all at once, you can just click Replace All. If you want to be more specific and make sure that it matches the case so that it changes capital letters or doesn't change those, you can put selections in here. And I'm going to click Replace All. Click OK, and we'll close out of it. And now we have changed, and even the title, instead of saying spelling errors, it says spelling mistakes. Another option you have for finding things is you can do a Control F. If you highlight a word before you do that, it will automatically put that into the navigation. So I'm going to double click on the word proofreading, do a Control F, so I hold the Control key, press the F key at the same time, and it brings up the navigation and shows me then where the word proofreading is in the document. So I can just click on it, one of these options, and it takes me to that. So I'll just close out of that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move text, and there's a couple different ways that you can do that. One of those is just to highlight the section. So if I wanted to highlight this Read Your Article Out Loud section, with my cursor over that blue highlighted area, I can click and not let go of my mouse, but move it instead to where I want to drag it to. So maybe I want it to be that first topic, and I just drop it right there. My other option is I could do a cut and paste, and that will allow me to move it. So maybe I'll highlight this section on Get a Buddy with Good Writing Skills, and I can right click, cut that, and find where I want it. So maybe I want that to be the second section, so I'm going to put it right here, and I can right click and paste, and I'll actually get rid of that extra space that I had added in. So that's another option for moving things around. You'll see you do have up in your Home tab, you have the cut, copy, and paste. The difference between cut and copy is cut removes it and puts it on the clipboard, and copy will leave it where it originally was and then paste it to the new spot. If you want to see what you've put on your clipboard, you can click on this little option button, and it brings up the clipboard section, and you can see the different things that have been placed there that you've either cut or copied. The next thing we're going to do is put in an autocorrect option. So if there's something you quite often write, maybe it's your name, and you don't want to have to write that out every time, we can make an autocorrect where maybe you just put your initials in, and then it automatically just pops up with that. So what we're going to do is click right here where it says article from, and we're going to put in the place where that article was found. So to set this autocorrect, we're going to go up to File, and you're going to go down to Options. And we want to go into the proofing options and then autocorrect options. And in here, this is where you can make changes too. So if you don't want it to automatically capitalize the first letter of a sentence, here's where you can select that and you can deselect. So now it will no longer do that. But I'm not going to make that change right now. Instead, we're going to go in here and make a change so that when you type the initials of this article or this company, it will automatically replace it. So I'm going to do CAM, and we're going to replace that. I'm going to capitalize this, so it's going to be Creative Article Marketing. And I want to click Add to make sure it gets added to the autocorrect. And as you look through this, you can see that there's other things that maybe are common misspelled words that it automatically autocorrects. So if you ever need to change this, you can always delete these options. So if there's something that you don't like how it always changes a C in parentheses to the copyright symbol, you could delete that. So once you've added that, click OK. Click OK again. And at the bottom, now I can press CAM, and as soon as I press the spacebar or enter, it automatically puts Creative Article Marketing in. The last thing we'll do is check the spelling and grammar, and I'm sure you've done this many times, but if you go to the Review tab, that's one place you can find the spell check, and you can just select it and then go through and make the appropriate changes. Be sure to always read the sentence that it's fixing so that you're only fixing the things that you truly want changed. So once you've found an error, and this one I want to ignore, and I will ignore that one as well. This one gives me a nice option of a different word, and you can decide, do I want to change that or not? I'm going to choose to change it. One thing you want to be careful of is that you still read through, even though you used the spell check, you want to read through everything. And actually this article is about different ways that you can find your mistakes, because sometimes when you get used to what you typed, you might miss obvious errors. So you want to take time to read it out loud, maybe read it backwards, have someone else look at it so that you catch those errors. But even in here, if you had gone through previously and had ignored something, it will not pop up then again. And so there's an error in here where it says you can take comfort in the fact that it's probably not you. And we could replace that with it is, we need to make sure we have the apostrophe, because I had previously gone through and I ignored that error. And so that's why as you're opening this up, it wasn't catching that mistake. So make sure you check through this article, and when you're all done, raise your hand and I will come around and check you off.